So now the topic at hand is Solidworks Inspection. As I mentioned earlier, anyone with a quality department or the need to create first article inspection reports and such, this product is just the easiest to learn because the training is almost no time at all, and immediately within seconds you'll be able to start publishing out first article inspection reports with zero accuracy issues. So let's take a look at how it works. First off, let's understand the traditional inspection process. So engineers or detailers are creating drawings, and those drawings might be available on the quality department screen digitally like a PDF, or in a lot of cases they are printing these out and creating balloons with a pen and maybe a little stencil for each one of the critical dimensions that need to be inspected. Now, that takes some time, but the idea is they want to populate a first article inspection report. So they'll transpose those balloons maybe in a software like Microsoft Excel to capture all of the important information for inspecting these parts that are actually being produced out on the shop floor. So they'll go ahead and record the nominal values and then calculate the upper and lower limits and apply those to the specific columns in a spreadsheet. So this process currently is very manual, and because it is, it's error prone and it's time consuming as well. And if you consider the fact that that was just one drawing view and this has to be repeated for every drawing view across maybe even a multi-sheet drawing, again, that could take quite a while. To figure out how long it actually took, we put it to the test ourselves. This is Steve, my colleague, and he volunteered for the task of detailing and ballooning an entire SolidWorks drawing. Then he went ahead and captured each one of the critical parameters into a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. All right, so typing these in, calculating out the upper and lower limits, and hopefully not making a mistake in the process. It took him about 55 minutes. And you talk to our customers, or you go and talk to your quality department, and you'll quickly find that this is an accurate time estimate of this process. Now, don't blink, because in SolidWorks Inspection, this entire process, with 100% accuracy, can be accomplished in less than 30 seconds. So this video on the right is not being sped up at all. Just one click of the button, SolidWorks can go ahead and balloon an entire drawing, and then one more click of a button, SolidWorks can then transpose all that information properly formatted into an Excel spreadsheet. And again, that takes 30 seconds or less. Not only are you speeding it up, that process, but you are also eliminating room for error because all the data is being translated digitally from one digital source to another digital source and not being typed in manually by a human. So when we're taking a look at SolidWorks Inspection, it's actually offered in a few different packages. Number one, and I'll be demonstrating each one of these individually, is the add-in. So SolidWorks is capable of doing all your CAD tool operations and so forth, but as you purchase products that integrate directly inside of a single window interface, you can activate and deactivate add-ins, and Inspection is one of those. And what you can do, like you saw in that 30-second video, is quickly create an inspection report from scratch from a SolidWorks drawing right inside of SolidWorks. But not everyone has SolidWorks installed, especially those that this software is most useful for, which is people in the quality department. So what we also make available is a standalone version of the software. This is a very lightweight application that doesn't require the hardware specifications that a CAD software would require. And it's a lightweight application, so a very quick install that can be installed pretty much on any any computer. So here, a quality associate or employee can then open up a PDF or a TIFF file, balloon it themselves using OCR, optical character recognition, or they could open up a drawing inspection project from a SolidWorks, originating from a SolidWorks drawing, and open that up directly into the standalone software so that they can then add the level of detail that they need. You know, additional properties, inspection processes, and so forth, so that the engineer and the SolidWorks license doesn't have to be consumed for that type of work. And then the third portion of the software is importing measurements, whether it be from a CMM machine, you know, importing an entire text file or CSV file of all the coordinate measurements directly into inspection, or just using a digital set of digital calipers that are connected to your computer via USB cable, and taking those measurements and having them register into the document. The benefit of recording your measurements inside of SolidWorks Inspection is that you'll see immediately all the values that you type in will highlight whether they're in or within the tolerance or outside of the tolerance or getting close to the tolerance, right on the brink of being out of tolerance. But not only there in the table format, but up above in the drawing, it highlights those dimensions in the drawing itself. So now you could clearly see maybe if there's any trends geometrically in a specific region of your model that are falling out of tolerance sooner than others. Now, these three functionalities are wrapped up in two separate packages. So there's a standard package, very inexpensive. Actually, the professional package is inexpensive as well, but certainly I'd like to say anyone with a quality department or creating inspection reports that's a SolidWorks user, I mean, this is a low-hanging fruit, a very inexpensive investment, an immediate return of investment with all the time that you're saving for little cost. So the standard is something that everyone should be looking at. But if you have digital measurement machines like a CMM or USB set of calipers, then you should also consider the professional package, which will allow you to take those measurements and import them directly into the inspection standalone software. Now again, with the standard package, you get both the add-in that is a single window user interface in SolidWorks, and then the standalone package that the quality department can use. They just can't be used concurrently if you purchase one license. So if you do need to use them multiple at the same time, then you can purchase multiple licenses. All right, so let's take a look at what the add-in interface looks like. What I'm going to do is open up one of the components, in this case this valve mixer component, and then I'm going to open up the drawing from that component, and immediately I'm going to, on my SolidWorks Inspection tab, fire up a new project. Now this project on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see controls all kinds of default things. You could set this up once and forget it, or you could create multiple templates to choose from default settings. And you could see that we could filter down the dimensions that actually get ballooned to maybe dimensions only marked for inspection, so it doesn't dimension all of them at all times. But in this case, I'm just choosing to balloon every single dimension in the drawing. Now immediately, on the left-hand side of the screen, you see an entire list of characteristics. So these are the characteristics of the data inside of the drawing that needs to be accounted for the inspection. So we can move these automated locations of each of the balloons around, tidy it up a little bit. But as I click on any dimension, I can adjust the inspection properties of it. So in this case, these two dimensions don't need to be inspected. I'll just delete them from the inspection report, and it will go ahead and re-balloon the entire drawing so that everything is sequential, each of skipping any numbers. I could also add details like what inspection method is going to be used for each individual characteristic. And then with just a click of the button, I can go ahead and export out a inspection report. And this report can follow the format, the standard formatting that you currently use today for your first article inspection reports. And obviously we can incorporate with Excel functionality conditional formatting to highlight dimensions if they're in or out of spec. And again, that report can meet your formatting. So the way that the columns are laid out and all that, we can adapt Solidworks Inspection to it very quickly. Now what I've just done is I've also exported out, rather than just going straight to the Excel document, I've also exported out an inspection report. So by exporting out an inspection report, rather than putting all of the inspection formatting and details and properties on the designer or someone with a SolidWorks license, we can then pass this off to that standalone software so that someone in the inspection department can do so with no knowledge of CAD modeling experience whatsoever. So again, the add-in is seamless integration, single window interface inside of SolidWorks, automated ballooning, automated reporting spreadsheets, and the ability to export a project, an inspection project, for the quality department so that they could go ahead and take it from there. And that's what we're going to take a look at now. Now I'm going to step back in this next demonstration and actually pretend that from scratch I'm opening up a PDF or a TIFF file. And then to speed it up, what I'll do is I'll open up that project that we actually previously exported from the SolidWorks add-in component of the software. So first what I'm going to do is start a brand new inspection project. And again, this is using the standalone software that does not require a CAD workstation type hardware specifications. So what I could do here, if this was a PDF or a TIFF file, pretty much just an image, I can use optical character recognition. You see me drawing windows around the part name and the part number for that text to automatically be read and registered into the appropriate location. So here I'm starting to capture notes, and you'll see that it will recognize each one of these window selections and all the text inside of it. And down below is our bill of characteristics. So it immediately adds a balloon to each one, 1, 2, and 3 in this case. But because all these notes are related, I'm actually combining it into a single balloon or grouping it into 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. So we have an ability to organize each one of these characteristics in our bill of characteristics as we wish. Now I'm going to continue window selecting dimensions, and you'll notice with every variation of tolerancing scheme, it puts the appropriate data from the optical character recognition into the appropriate field stored inside of the database or inside of the inspection project. It will recognize the degree symbol and know that the type of dimension is a degree. It will notice the different types of tolerances, and a radius and so forth will be recognized as a radius dimension as well. Here I've just opened up the, imported the SolidWorks Inspection project. So now what we've done is jumped ahead in time so I don't have to window select each one of these dimensions myself. They were read digitally from the SolidWorks drawing directly. And now what I'm doing is I'm just adding some additional information. I'm window selecting some of the different inspection characteristics and assigning an inspection method. So here, this would allow me to sort by the inspection methods or filter to a specific inspection method. Say if we've got our digital calipers hooked up and we're ready to do that, we can filter to all the inspection characteristics that require digital calipers and record them in sequential order. And now once I've gone ahead and done that, I can just export it just like I did before to Microsoft Excel and then go ahead and and have my first article inspection report matching the format that I need, ready to input my measurements. So the standalone software gives us flexibility, right? It's included with every version of inspection, whether it be standard or professional, to give you the flexibility to integrate your quality department, someone that doesn't have the CAD software installed, into the inspection, reporting, and documentation process. Now the final phase of this presentation that I wanted to demonstrate is the measurement capabilities, right? So when we have the standalone software of inspection open, I can activate, if I have the professional version of Solidworks Inspection, the measurement capabilities. And what this will do is open up a pane on the right-hand side of the software. And from there, I can go ahead and type in pass or fail into my visually inspected characteristics or the numerical values that I'm going ahead and entering in as I'm taking measurements with other tools. And you could see that the dimensions on the screen highlight, so it again becomes very obvious where we are observing issues with our tolerancing and our manufacturing, and we could start to recognize trends. Now the other thing that we could do is import data directly from CMM machines, and you could see the entire list of CMM machines that come with translators right out of the package so that the data is being properly translated into the appropriate fields. But if one of those weren't on that list, then we can quickly create a template to translate it appropriately, and that template can be reused for future inspection reports as well. Here's a quick little video of an inspection project, and you can see superimposed in the top corner the inspection software actually registering the measurement that I'm taking with my USB digital calipers every time I click the data button on my digital calipers. So it's going into the appropriate location as I'm making my measurements. So the CMM import portion of this product allows us to completely integrate common measuring tools, again like CMMs, digital measuring devices, and so forth. And then import CMM data as well, so that it's just a click of a button, you measure up the entire part on the CMM machine, import that measurement data, and it appropriately links all that data with the dimensions on the screen, and you could see with the highlighting, the cross-highlighting, which areas of your model are experiencing issues. So again, to wrap up what we just covered, the add-in allows you to create an inspection report in less than 30 seconds, just a couple of buttons, one to apply the balloons, one to export the spreadsheet in whatever format you desire. The standalone software, which then can incorporate those from your quality department to go ahead and access a lightweight software to add all of their SolidWorks or their inspection data to the project. And then the CMM import, available only in the SolidWorks Inspection Professional package, that allows you to take advantage of digital measurement devices without having to, or while circumventing the manual inputting process of someone keying in the actual measured values and potentially making a mistake. So we're about 10 minutes away from our next presentation, but in between, I'd like to throw up a few customer quotations. Again, this product allows you to pretty much in the same day that you purchase a product, get your return on investment. The product is very inexpensive, and immediately it can make all of your inspection reporting a fully automatic and digital process, so there is no room for human error, which can greatly speed up and improve the quality of the quality department, as ironic as that sounds. So hopefully you liked what you saw. If you do have any questions, type them into the GoToWebinar question interface, and I'd be happy to answer them. And until then, we'll be starting our next presentation, SolidWorks MBD,